things are shaping up. Last thing I checked with the state, a few 100,000 votes counted at this point. These are AP numbers we're getting, so these are going to lag a little bit behind that, but it still starts to give you some indication. You can see the board now starting to fill in. The gray counties don't have any totals yet, because let's take you inside of how this all works. As of 7:30, those poll workers have to take those ballots and then drive them to their county board of elections. So that is why you see some of our more rural counties, like, for example, Randolph County or over here, Sampson County. Those poll workers have to drive, in some cases, an hour, in some cases more than that, to their county board of elections to actually physically hand those over to election directors. So we expect some of the more rural counties to take a little bit more time than, say, the Mecklenburg counties. So that's sort of an explainer of why there's a little bit of lag right there. A county to be watching, though, Cabarrus County. Right now, this is interesting. It's still very early on. Kamala Harris is in the lead right now with 58.5% of the vote. It's only interesting in that, because, again, this is so early on, but it's interesting in that Donald Trump won this back 4 years ago. And if there's a bellwether in the state of North Carolina, if there's one county that could go one way or the other that has a big population base, it would be something like Cabarrus County, because Donald Trump did 54% in 2020. In 2016, he did 59%. So you see a lessening of the gap between the two parties in a place like Cabarrus County. So it'll be interesting to see if Kamala Harris can maintain that throughout the night. It's not going to be easy, but that will be an interesting thing to watch. So up in Raleigh, we'll get a sense of how things go. Kamala Harris, no big surprise there. The Harris campaign, they've got to run up their numbers in these urban areas, because that is where their base of supporters are. So if they can get them up in Raleigh and Wake County and in Durham County and in Orange County and then out in Buncombe County and Mecklenburg County, if they can get those numbers up and outperform how Joe Biden did 4 years ago, then they might see a victory like Barack Obama did back in 2008. But it's going to have to require that. If they don't meet that requirement, Vanessa and Colin, they can't win the state of North Carolina.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that either campaign, right? They both had different ideas about how they're going to attack North Carolina. I think the vice president has been here more than 20 times since she's been the vice president. So that just underscores how important North Carolina is. So with these states, polls now closed, Donald Trump is the projected winner in these states. So we're going to go along here. South Carolina. So that is 9 electoral votes for the former president. Florida, with the polls closed there, not a surprise here. 30 electoral votes going to the former president as well. And then Mississippi.